Live for the Formula E-Prix. Should be live. Let's get this up. It's all changed. It's all changed. Jake Dennis at the top today. Where do you watch Formula E? I'm watching on TNT. I'm watching on TNT. That's how I'm doing it. That's in the UK. Now, you know me, I like to get my boxes just right. It's amazing there's no way to snap these boxes. So the E-Prix is starting in a couple of minutes. It's round 2. They're doing it all over again. Ah, didn't do that one. Look at that. Hang on. Now, if we get that perfect... Is that the best layout we've ever had? Am I too big? Why do I feel so big today? YouTubers don't respond. Damn YouTubers. Never responding. Absolutely typical. Right, let me get your chat up here. I can see my dragoon. One thing I hate about YouTubers is they just literally never respond. Yeah, get your plugs out. Get the old plugs out in the chat. Jasu in the house as well? Right. Here we go, Berlin round 2. All the cars are on the grid. And... I've got the blog here as well. So just maybe... unzoom that slightly. And yeah, with Dennis at the top today, so not a great race for Dennis yesterday, but look at Andretti now at the top. Like, how is it so topsy-turvy? So you got Andretti, Jaguar TCS, Andretti, Jaguar TCS. We've got the drivers back, by the way. All the drivers are back. Nick Cassidy is in the house as well. Yeah, Jake Dennis, he's got an umbrella on his car because it is sunny right now in Germany. I think it's sunny in a lot of places in Europe, actually. If you're a sun fan. Got my live pictures up. Yeah, so team members moving away from the grid. I think normally it's 3 past, don't they? So slightly shorter laps. I remember yesterday we ended up having 46 laps, didn't we? Great Watch, I don't know why you're big. Just been eating too much. Been living the life. This IRL or a game? This is not a game. This is the real deal. Graphics in games are just too good these days, aren't they? Too good are the graphics. So, yeah, we've got there our leaderboard at the top. Hopefully you can see everything. We've got the live map as well. We've got the blog. We've got the footage from last year. We've got sounds. We've got everything we need to follow the E-Prix. I just thought I had everything set up yesterday. I thought I may as well just stream it today as well. This is not a drill. No, this is the real thing. Can you see anything though? Maybe I shouldn't be bigger than the live timings. Maybe the timings are more important. I would say they are. I don't know how I've ended up so big this time around. This is the biggest we've ever been. We're too damn big. People are going to complain. I'm going to get complaints here. Black darkness in the house as well. My favourite type of darkness there. So all the mechanics now leaving the grid. So it's just going to be the cars. Remember, they're going to do a little burnout. They're going to do a burnout where they move forward to their grid slots. So they don't do a whole formation lap. They just do a burnout. Save all that faff. Black Darts, who are we cheering for? Well, let us know who you're cheering for. Dan Ticktum's all the way at the back. He's got a load of penalties. Kelvin van der Linde. His brother Sheldon was driving in Monza Spa yesterday. Then the rookies start falling down a little bit. In fact, most of the rookies, apart from Joel Eriksson for Envision, who didn't have a good race yesterday because he retired, is up there in P11. Welcome Vlatka as well, in the house, keeping order. We're very close now to the race start. Please feel free to share this stream. If there's anyone you think watching who might like Formula E, if you share this stream, maybe someone will stumble across it and they might be like, oh, I actually want to know more about this form of racing. Tech Threat says Cassidy, I think we need to amp it up. I need a button on my keyboard for this. Yeah, everyone's off the grid now. Pascal Wehrlein in P6. I actually want to see if I can see the standings quickly to show you. Wow, Cassidy's ahead. Look at that. Cassidy's in the lead. Pascal Wehrlein second. Oliver Rowland third. Dennis fourth. Evans fifth. So Jake Dennis needs a good race here to keep his championship hopes alive, really, doesn't he? He's in danger of dropping off. But Nick Cassidy is in control right now. Right, your standings are going to go before I see it because I'm going to have a 30-second delay on my screen. I will see it how I see it on my screen. Super Symmetry's cheering for Stoffel, the flying waffle, the flying Belgian. Tektra's first Formula E race. Welcome. Nick Cassidy's won the predictor vote, by the way. Right, they're underway, it seems, but I'm going to call it as I see it. They've just done the burnout. I'm going to call the start as I see it. Then I'll catch up with you. You're actually going to be ahead of me now. Burnout's complete. I'm waiting for the lights to go off on my screen. Waiting. It's a long wait. It's a long old wait. Wow, come on. Okay, now the 4 red lights, 5 red lights. Red lights come out on my screen. I'm gonna let you know how the start went. Was it a good start for Jake Dennis? No, it wasn't. It was a terrible start for Dennis. And it was a great start for Cassidy. And I think Wehrlein as well. I think Wehrlein might have had an incredible start here. But Cassidy definitely went into the lead. Oh my goodness, Dennis almost put Wehrlein into the wall. On the outside, we know turn 2 is where all the action is going to be, really, because it's such a wide corner. They end up going 4, 5, 6, 7 wide. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So Pascal Wehrlein had a great start. Looked like he was going to overtake Dennis round the outside into turn 2, but then Dennis almost put him in the wall. But Pascal Wehrlein tries again at turn 8. Pascal Wehrlein again tries to go around the outside. Oh my God, he's in the wall! He's in the wall. He has been put in the wall this time. Pascal Wehrlein is risking everything. Oh my goodness me, it might have been Nato. He tried exactly the same thing round the outside, and he's taken off the advertising sort of banner on the barrier there. Pascal Wehrlein was not messing around, but it might have paid dividends because he's up to P2. Very risky stuff. So 2 massive winners here at the beginning. Cassidy and Wehrlein. Oh, why is there a big driver? Because I like to put the leader there, but the leader right now is Nick Cassidy. That's the leader of the E-Prix, Pascal Wehrlein in P2. Welcome, Christopher Rains. Let us know who you think is going to win this race. I'm intrigued. Both of the Andretti's going side by side. Mitch Evans is looking behind them, fancying a bit of that. So at the moment, Jake Dennis, the world champion, is sort of putting rank over his teammate Norman Nato, I would say. Dare I say. Yeah, Pascal Wehrlein there really wanted to get to the front of the pack, and he risks absolutely everything. I'm gonna have a look here. Oh my god, it could have been race ending for Pascal Wehrlein. He wasn't given the space there. He was not given the space by, maybe it was Nato then, the second Andretti car. But I think Nato's really put him in the wall there. I think Wehrlein did deserve more racing room. I wonder if we'll see a complaint and a penalty. But there we go. Cassidy takes attack mode. So Cassidy is now not in the lead, and it is Pascal Wehrlein who is in the pound seat right now, but such a long way to go. To me, it doesn't mean an awful lot, to be honest. But yeah, let me know in the chat what you think, who you think is going to win, if you have any questions, if you're confused, if you're sort of like, why we're here. 10 likes as well. Let's try and pump up those likes if we can. Always a good challenge, so please do feel free to hit that like button. So Pascal's in the lead, and he's taken some attack mode. I think there's less attack mode to be used here. It might only be 4 minutes, actually. So, and who's that off the back? Oh, it's Dan Ticktum. I think Dan Ticktum had a stop and go penalty. Maybe he's taken it early because he knows if there's a safety car, then he's going to catch right up. So Pascal's in the lead, even though he's took attack mode. Not sure he's done that. Cassidy, we know, took attack mode. Nato, Evans, and then Dennis took attack mode and dropped down a little bit. Who's coming up? Da Costa's coming up. Van Dorn's there. So the DS Penske's not quite where they were yesterday. Goodness me, the attack mode just adds so much more complication to turn 2 as well. Because when they filter back in, it's another sort of adding to the funnel, if that makes sense. Deruvla up in P11. So Pascal Wehrlein takes his second attack mode. That's going to promote Cassidy back to the lead of the race. So looks like Wehrlein has a very deliberate strategy here. He wanted to get to the front and take his attack mode from the front so he wouldn't drop too much into the midfield. I suspect that's what Pascal Wehrlein's trying to do here. So it seems like a very deliberate strategy. Maybe now the race will settle a little bit as everyone sort of takes their attack mode. But let me know how it's going where you are, everyone. Let me know where you're watching from as well. How are we doing? Tetrek in the house. Christopher Reigns of the track. Tetrek saying, go Cassidy. Tetrek, your first Formula E race and you're supporting Nick Cassidy. How has that come about? Why is Nick Cassidy the man that you have chosen? Super Symmetry, Black Darkness as well in the house today, I believe. God, this fan is very strong. Now it's Mitch Evans. The other Jaguar TCS driver is now in the lead of the race, the winner in Monaco. And Da Costa is in second. Don't know the drivers, but you've chosen Nick Cassidy. Well, I'll say after this stream, go have a look at my interview with Nick Cassidy. Give you really good insight into sort of how his sort of mentality of racing is very unusual, very different to pretty much every other driver that I've interviewed, I would say. It's very unique in that aspect. Very, very unique. Yeah, Mitch Evans currently in the lead, and it looks like we've had some drama at the back as well with Jordan King in the Mahindra, the rookie, and Van der Linde, and Paul Aaron. So here, for some reason, all of the rookies seem to be struggling a little bit. Christopher Reigns liked the interview. It was a real privilege to speak with him, for sure. For sure. Marion, hello from Cyprus. How are you doing? Well? Da Costa, Wehrlein, Cassidy, Evans, Nato, Dennis. So Da Costa now in the lead. Where are you? There you are. Vlad is still going Van Dorn. We've got 2 people in the chat. Support yourself for Van Dorn. The Flying Waffle, I think, is his moniker. But it is 2 tag heuer Porsches at the front right now. We're already 7 out of 38 laps in. No safety cars yet. There's clearly been some drama at the back. Maybe the pace of the race is quite a bit quicker. Who's that taking attack mode? That's Da Costa. That's going to demote him as he has to take the wide route round. So now Pascal Wehrlein's in the lead of the race. But his home E-Prix, he's trying to win his first Formula E World Championship. He was obviously leading, I think he was leading at this point of the season last year, and then it all fell apart. So it feels like he's putting everything on red here. And Porsche, tag heuer Porsche, might be trying to do what Jaguar did in Monaco. I wonder if, I'm speculating here, but I wonder if Porsche want to really stretch the race out, the pace of the race, because they know if it comes down to efficiency, then they have a more efficient powertrain. Whereas you saw in Jaguar, oh, Wehrlein and that's Da Costa, I'm 30 seconds behind. It's more delayed today. Because I saw in Monaco, when it was just a straight sprint, Jaguar were able to really control the race. So I wonder if Pascal Wehrlein, I don't know if anyone knows what the lap times are now compared to where they were yesterday, but it wouldn't surprise me if Pascal is trying to stretch the race out. Oh, but Cassidy overtakes Pascal. That would have been an absolute on-position overtake. So that is not an attack mode. Cassidy taking it to Pascal Wehrlein. So it's Jaguar versus Porsche here. Definitely at the top. Have a look at that. 2 Jaguar factory drivers, 2 Porsche factory drivers. Marin, I'm trying to have a good feeling. Order fan tip will arrive. Yes, fingers crossed. Hope it arrives. Sounds like people are getting their orders. Christophe Wehrlein was ahead yesterday, but Cassidy won and took the points lead. Okay. But Nick Cassidy, I'm going to try and see if I can see that overtake going into turn 2. Yes, I'm having a look at it now. And it was just a great move by Cassidy. Moved to the inside. Again, sort of squeezing Wehrlein a little bit. But I think Wehrlein was just letting the move happen. Flacker, no reason, I just like the name. Reminds me of Sleeping Beauty in German. That's what they call him. Tim, Cassidy's nuts in your face. Wow. Don't know what that means, but I can tell you that your man here, Nick Cassidy, is in the lead of the race. Da Costa second, Wehrlein third, Mitch Evans fourth. Tetra first race and you're loving it. So now there's a Jaguar. Da Costa goes back. On my screen, the Jaguar, it looks like the pace slowed. Have a look at the last lap time and look at the best lap time. It looked like with the Jaguar in the lead, the pace slowed. I wonder if Jaguar don't want this race to be stretched out. I don't know. Let me know what you think in the chat, everyone. And if you're enjoying it, please, please, please hit that like button. Do hit that like button. We're on 15 likes. Maybe we can try and get to 20. The big 20 there. Let's get Da Costa in the lead. Now Da Costa's there. Porsche is the GOAT team. Christopher says they were dropping 101s and 102s in practice. Now bear in mind, there's no... The cars don't lose weight. They're not burning fuel. Like, they can go fast at the beginning. And the tyres are very hard tyres, very durable tyres. So again, I think we're going to see Porsche try and stretch it. Oh, it's a great move! It was a great move by Da Costa, I believe, on the Jaguars there. And who takes attack mode? Da Costa takes attack mode. That's surely going to demote him quite heavily, but it seems to have got away with it. So now, if you're a Porsche fan, it's Porsche in the lead, and it's Pascal Wehrlein leading it, and I just wonder if we're going to see the pace pick up again. Are we going to go down to 1 and 4? Yellow flag somewhere, number 7. Who is it? It's Maximilian Günther. We might see a safety car. We might see a safety car here because in a street circuit, there's nowhere for the cars to go. It's not really a street circuit, but you know what I mean. Maximilian Günther, I'll be amazed. I'm going to see what happens here, but I'll be amazed if this doesn't turn into a safety car. Great news if your Dan ticked him. And Aftak was really stretching his legs. In fact, Felix da Costa took attack mode, almost came out in the lead. Safety cars come out, everyone. Welcome to HMC. Good to see you. Put your safety cars out in the chat. Get your safety cars out. Vlaka's got the yellow. We're going to need to upgrade it. Oh, my goodness me. Where are the cars? Here are the cars. Put your safety cars in the chat. Oliver Rowland P4, yeah, good spot there. Rowland is in P4. So, the safety car, there'll be added laps. We don't know how many. Probably there's going to be some shenanigans about who was ahead when the safety car happened. It's impossible because under yellow flag, they're going around side by side. So who's ahead? Is it the driver on the inside? Is it the driver who's got nose ahead? So Maximilian Günther has hit the wall here. So Maximilian Günther hit the wall. When the safety car happened, I wonder if Rowland might need to give that back. I think Rowland's move on Cassidy might be investigated here. Tim said the safety car wasn't there for that long yesterday. Pascal would have won. Well, we'll see. I've got a video coming on a few more of the drivers. Sam Bird, Pascal Verline, Zane Maloney, Kush Maney as well. A lot of driver interviews and videos coming for you on the channel. Good to see everyone. 17 likes. We're getting close to 20. Can we get to 20 likes, everyone? Can we go for attack mode? Let's go for attack mode and hit the 20 likes. If we can. So the safety car's out. Tim says overtaking is literally not allowed. It's not that simple, bro. Basically, when the safety car flag comes out, there'll be cars in the process of doing overtakes. So as we see, as we saw yesterday and often see, race control have to work out who was in what position when the flag came out. So it's really not as simple as it sounds, actually. What happened to Maximilian Günther? I'm going to have a look. Antonio Felix Costa was seconds ahead when he took the attack mode. Oh, I think there was a concertina, maybe caused by Da Costa really coming back in after taking attack mode, and basically Maximilian Günther ran into the back of someone. I think he ran into the back of one of the Andrettis. He might have run into the back of Nato. Oh, there was a real concertina, and Maximilian Günther at turn 2 just ran into the back of one of the Andrettis. Well, like WEC, we streamed the 6 hours yesterday. Unfortunately, it turned out to be a 9-hour race. Are the cars regularly racing pack like this, shake and bake? So it depends on the circuit. When the circuits are like this, yes, they will. And when we go to Portland, we'll see it. And when we go to Shanghai, I suspect we'll see it. When we go to London, the circuit's not really wide enough. This is actually quite a wide circuit. Some very wide corners. Turn 2 is such a wide corner that you will see the pack racing like we saw in Massano. And in fact, I have a video coming explaining why there is pack racing in Formula E. Just got to find the time to do it. See, just woke up for Formula E. You love to see it. Goodness me, one of them Mahindras went airborne. Wonder if that was Mortara. Do we like the old or new Tempoff layout? I have to say, I love turn 2 here. I think I prefer the new layout. Turn 2 is just such a fun corner. After this straight like this. I mean, I don't think the layout's that much different. I think it's really the pit straight. It's like a Silverstone for me. I can never really remember it changed. I couldn't really work out what exactly had changed. But yeah. Okay, so we're under safety car. Günther's car has been recovered. Günther's car is already back in the pits there. So probably just rolled it back down or something. So I'd imagine we'll see the safety car coming pretty soon. This is good news for people like Dan Ticktum. I'm amazed Dan Ticktum has not been able to catch up on the safety car yet and join the back of that snake. But it shows that the safety car pace is actually pretty fast, isn't it? Or either the Dan Ticktum is not allowed to exceed sort of certain delta times. Christopher Ranger going to go fishing. Let us know what you're planning to do today, where you're watching from. Can anyone doing some more fishing? More fishing in chat, anyone? But yeah, let's keep an eye and see if that safety car is not going to come in this lap, maybe next lap. Tim, the fact they use the gate taxiway for the racetrack, they use the whole airport. They could go through the building, couldn't they? That'd be cool. Do an inside out. When if you go to Berlin Airport here, it's a very architecturally interesting place. Got massive sort of airport buildings that are just essentially empty. Green flag, we are racing actually. So it is Da Costa who leads us underway. We are racing. Pascal Verline P2, Mitch Evans P3, Casti P4. So it is still Porsche and Jaguar at the front, and then Rowland in the Nissan powered Nissan, obviously, is in P5. So are we going to see Porsche try and stretch the pace again? Let's have a look. Tim lives in Berlin. Very nice. Vlak has got the green flag. So we know it's green flag conditions. What do I think of WEC? I think the barrier repair took too long. But it was a big impact. And I think Neil Janney, moving across didn't really help things, I'll be honest. But anyway. So now Pascal Wehrlein in the lead, so the Jaguar Porsches are swapping and changing. Yeah, I've been to the New Berlin airport. That was built without any controversy and any fuss. And there definitely wasn't a strike last year, which meant that I luckily got to spend 3 extra days in Berlin. Which was awesome. Felix likes the new layout but missed the loop, turn 1 to 3. Yeah, that was an iconic one, wasn't it? Very difficult in the sim to drive. So it's like the Porsches maybe sort of swapping positions. Oh, is that Jaguar ahead now? Yes, it is. Cassidy ahead. So Cassidy's now in the lead of the E-Prix. DaCosta's gone all the way down to 4th. So now Jaguar. And what's that going to do for the pace? You can see a lot of drivers down there setting very fast lap times, 104 relatively speaking. But what are Jaguar going to do for the pace? Are they going to try and slow the pace down now? Cause a bit of chaos. They don't want to make this an energy sensitive race. Because we saw yesterday the likes of Jake Dennis had so much energy. Chris was saying go Jags. Tim, Cassidy comes out of nowhere. That's what he does. He's like Batman. He just, when you least expect it, he just turns up. So, Cassidy, Pascal Wehrlein, Oliver Rowland, DaCosta, Dennis, Evans. Evans has lost out massively there. Mortara, Fenestraz, Verne, Van Dorn, Deruvela, Ericsson, Hughes, Barnard, Setterkammer, Van der Linde, Aaron, King, Ticktum, and Gunter is out. Gunter is not here. So Cassidy's in the lead, and the last lap was a 105.8, so not super slow. Remember, Cassidy played this race to absolute perfection yesterday, didn't he? On the energy, just sitting at the back. But he's done a different strategy this time around. And again, you can see a lot of the rookie crew sort of getting left off the back. I just wonder if the pace has increased or something. Keep an eye on the lap times here, for sure. Cassidy's in the lead, then Wehrlein, then Rowland. Remember, these are your 2 championship leaders. Cassidy and Wehrlein. So you've got your 2 championship leaders at the front as we're about halfway through the E-Prix. We're getting close to halfway through. Cassidy and Wehrlein. I mean, if they were to come together here and one of them was to survive, that would be hugely controversial. Remember, Wehrlein didn't finish in the first race in Misano, didn't finish in the points. Cassidy didn't finish in Sao Paulo. Tim, Cassidy isn't even British, bro. Are you mad? Don't tell him he's British. You'll be saying Mitch Evans is British next. But Cassidy again with a second lead at the front. So Cassidy stretching his legs. Which I wasn't expecting. I'm having a look here. Mitch Evans and must have been... oh no, sorry, Cassidy. Oh my goodness me. The move Cassidy made to get to the front of the race was obscene. He went round the outside of DaCosta and then the inside of Wehrlein. It was absolute madness from Cassidy there. Great move. Oh, one of the Nissans. The front wing is hanging off a little bit. The front wing isn't connected on one side. It might start dragging on the floor. So I wonder if that's Rowland in the mix. I think it is, and it's getting very congested. Just to confirm that the top 9 drivers are within 3 seconds here. Although it feels, ironically, more stretched out than we had at times yesterday. My accent is British. Okay. So Cassidy's still in the lead. DaCosta's up to second, then Wehrlein, then Rowland, then Evans. So somehow DaCosta has made up quite a few positions. They're all going side by side every single corner. Again, it's going to be a little bit about keeping the car clean. Not getting in trouble, not losing your front wing. That's going to be the end of the game. Should we take another attack mode, chat? Let's take another attack mode. Let's see if we can get up to maybe 30 likes. I don't know if we can do it. 123. It's a big ask. Feel free to hit that like button. Let's see if we get up to 30. Take our second attack mode. Jake Dennis is in P6. The man who's on pole. But he might be pretty comfortable sitting there. He's got Norman Nato as a sort of wingman behind him. Chris has been following Jaguar TCS since 2016. Die-hard fans in the house. Rowland P3. Wehrlein goes down to P6. So Pascal Wehrlein has just lost a load of positions there. And that's why you sort of sometimes want to be at the front. No, the only time they changed layouts was in 2021, wasn't it? During COVID. Normally they run the same layout. One of the Jaguars as well has the wing at a jaunty angle. They're all sort of running into each other in the braking phases as they try to be as efficient as possible. I think, yeah, Wehrlein just got absolutely swamped there. C is in Boston, which is a Commonwealth state. Yes. Is Boston where they threw all the tea out the ship or something? Dennis up to P5. Then you've got the sort of midfield. I say down from like Vern. Yeah, Vern is sort of holding everyone up here, isn't he? So you've got the top 7 drivers are within 2 seconds, which is pretty obscene. Pretty obscene. Oh my goodness, big send from Roland I saw here. Into turn 6 and 7. And his boss at Nissan was loving it. Oh my goodness, there was contact between the 2 Andrettis. And I think Pascal Wehrlein. So Pascal Wehrlein probably in the walls there. Sandwiched between 2 Andrettis. And if that... Oh, and that's why Johnny Verne might have damage. Oh my goodness me, almost crashed into a Neil McLaren as well. Da Costa now on top. Thank you for letting me know. Keep me updated. And who's that at the back? Jordan King is struggling a little bit. And Stoffel Van Dorn, the flying waffle, is not going... Oh, yes. I know. No, well, oh, no. I think it was Van Dorn who was in that, and he hasn't got a front wing. A bit like you can see there, exactly on the pictures from last year. That's sort of happened again for Van Dorn. And I'd be amazed if he doesn't box here because he's got no front wing and there's no chance where he needs to box out and hope for a safety car. And try and get another fight. Try and get a rebuy. Like it's poker. So Da Costa now in the lead. And the last lap was the fastest lap. So maybe Da Costa now is going to try and stretch the pace a little bit and make it more marginal on energy. Let's have a look. I'm trying to understand what's going on as well. 26 likes. Almost a 36 likes. 30 likes. 36 likes is another conversation. So what happened here with Van Dorn? Oh, someone tipped over his car. Was it one of the Apt Cupras? No, it was one of the Nissans actually. It might have been Fenestras then. Sort of tipped up and landed on the wing of Jean-Eric Verne. So it is Da Costa still in the lead, the man who won the first race in Misano, but then was DQ'd for a non-spec throttle spring after he jumped into the pool with his race suit and trophy. So it was a little bit controversial, as you can imagine. Stoffel Van Dorn presumably is boxed and got out still ahead of not getting lapped. Now Cassidy back in the lead here. It is Nick Cassidy in the lead. But now it's back to Da Costa. So they are fighting very hard. Yeah, Stoffel Van Dorn did box that golden DS Penske. So it is Da Costa back in the lead, and he's going to try and stretch his legs again. So we had Cassidy momentarily. Pascal Wehrlein down in P6. That's really not good for his championship hopes. Cassidy in P2 is great news for Cassidy. It's a decent result for Dennis, although Dennis probably is someone that, you know, is more likely to need to go for broke. And I think it's Oliver Roden's wing is really hanging on for dear life right now. 29 likes. We have one more like. Anyone watching? Any one like do we have? Can we do it? What's the top speed Formula E car? I think theoretically about 200 miles an hour. Flacker says, looks like I made a wrong choice. You never know. If there's another safety car, you never know. For Stoffel Van Dorn. We saw Cassidy come from the back. I think the new Gen 3.5 car is meant to be the fastest accelerating. It accelerates faster than the Formula 1 car. I think is a stat that you're going to see circulated. Welcome, Ivan. Good to see you. Long time. Ice cream season right now, isn't it? Jake Dennis. Oh my goodness me, they're so close to being in the wall. So super close. And again, it's so risky when you go around the outside because you might be... Oh my goodness me, Dennis got blocked a little bit by a Jaguar. And it was Roland who capitalised, and that's why Roland's gone up into P2. Very smart move by Roland, but Da Costa really goes for it now. Da Costa's bolted, look. Da Costa has opened up a second gap, which is like the equivalent of like 20 seconds. And I remember fan boost. Imagine if we controlled the fan boost in the stream. 30 likes. Thank you so much, everyone. Appreciate it. Tech Trek's here for the next one. That'll be in Shanghai, and then we'll be live in London. So we will be in London doing the watch along live, is the idea. So Da Costa in the lead. Oliver Rowland, though, the man who would probably be leading the championship, right, if he'd not run out of energy on the last lap in the second round at Misano. Ivan, yes, I had my wrist reconstructed. No ice cream making or sim racing for 3 months. Oh no! So what are you going to be doing, Ivan? Can you... I don't know. Oh my goodness, Fenestraz and one of the Andrettis are literally just rubbing tyres. Who was that then? What? Maybe it hasn't worked out well for Fenestraz because he's dropped all the way back. So was there damage there for Fenestraz? He was going side by side. One of the McLarens is shedding its front wing as well. And the race is really stretched out now. It's huge. Da Costa is really bolted. 2-second lead for Da Costa is basically unheard of. So he's gone. And look how stretched out it is. It's 30 seconds to Mortara. Maybe that's not the best example, but... Oh no! There's an Andretti in the wall! And a Nissan! It's Natto! It must be Natto and Fenestraz. That's what's happened. They were rubbing wheels. And I wonder if Natto has just basically put Fenestraz in the wall here. Safety car. Put your safety car emojis out in the chat, everyone. This is great news for the Belgian and Stoffel Van Dorn fans in the chat. Fantastic news. Wow. Okay, Fenestraz is in the wall. I need to see what happened here. Safety car. Gonna be another safety car. So we are going to get added laps. Fenestraz put into the wall by Fenestraz, as blog says. You heard it there first. Fenestraz put into the wall by Fenestraz. Never put yourself into the wall. That's the first rule of racing. Flacker's got the safety car out. Did a grade 5 tear. Sounds like you're gonna come back stronger though. Oh my goodness. I tell you what. Fenestraz with an absolute mad dive up the inside in turn 2, I believe. It was kind of a bit of a ridiculous dive. Everyone sort of like let him get away with it. He was in side by side with Natto through turn 4. Turn 3 and 4, I believe, if I'm getting the corners right. But then what happened? He was ahead of Natto. He was ahead of Natto, and sorry, then he was coming into turn 2. He got a bit of a slide on. Oh, and then Natto returns the favour, does a silly dive, and basically runs over Fenestraz. Fenestraz claps him. Fenestraz claps him in the car. He says, amazing overtake. Very well done. I have to say, Fenestraz did a ridiculous send. That was just like, I'm just going to dive up the inside as everyone's coming on a hairpin, and just whatever happens, happens. And then Natto returned the favour, so I don't think they're going to be on each other's Christmas cards list. Yeah, didn't they sell seats in the plane? Wouldn't that be cool? Wouldn't that be really cool if they did seats in the plane? So, who does this benefit then? More, I think that it makes it less energy sensitive. I reckon this benefits Jaguar. So, I wonder here if the likes of Cassidy and Evans are thinking, you know what? I'm really going to go make a big move here for the championship. Especially if you're Cassidy. If you're Cassidy here and you go back to back, I mean, this could be life-changing for Cassidy. Triple Crown winner, he's won Super GT, he's won Super Formula, he's won Japanese Formula 3. But I feel like no one really knows who he is in the wider world of motorsport. So this could be absolutely huge for his profile. I'll propose it to Formula E. Maybe we'll do the watch-along. Maybe next year we'll do the watch-along in the plane at Berlin. And we'll have a camera out the front of the plane. Like that camera will be out the front of the plane. And I'll be sitting in the plane here. Should we do it? Should we ask them? They're probably watching. They can let us know in the chat. So Da Costa in the lead still. Then Roland, then Cassidy, Evans, Dennis, Verline, Verne, Hughes, Druvler, Barnard up to P10. Degrassi, Ericsson, Aaron, Van der Linde, Settecamera, Tictum, King, Nato, Mortara, Van Dorn. I'd be amazed if Nato's really survived that, but it looks like he might well have done. Black and white flag for Roland. Cassie saying Roland just crashed into me. I mean, they're all crashing into each other. Nato was in the car saying, what do you expect me to do? But I think, Nato, you've absolutely steamed in there, pal. Is my sort of observation of that. There was two reckless moves. I think it'd be fair to say they were both reckless moves where you were asking the cars turning in to stop turning in. It's all down to you, everyone. If we do, if the streams do well, then I can say to them, hey, look, let's do it in the plane. So remember to hit that like button. If we get to 40 likes, maybe we'll do this in the plane next year. On 35 likes at the moment, we're going for the big old 40. So Da Costa in the lead. Still safety car. Safety car's going to be in there. We're going to be rolling. We're going to be rolling here. Green flag. So it is Da Costa who leads us. Purportedly only 10 laps to go, but we know that's not going to be the case because there are going to be added laps. There's going to be added laps here. Not in the extent that we saw in Spa yesterday when I added 1 hour 40 on, but there will be added laps. John Verne is now up into P... Well, he's still in P7, but he's no longer a bottleneck because of safety car. But is he going to become another bottleneck, as we've sort of seen in this race? For some reason, doesn't quite have the pace that he seemed to have yesterday. It's very interesting how it changes from day to day when you have 2 rounds at the same track. So, let's see what's going to go on here. I'm just watching the restart. Tim says, Da Costa keep for the Porsche team. Yes. It was a good restart by Da Costa, to be fair. He's really on it. This is where he won his World Championship in Season 6. So, is he going to get it done here, convert it? I mean, 2 wins for Da Costa. If a win here and what he would have got in Misano, I'm sure he would have been, big differences to his championship hopes. But we are where we are. Nato just set the fastest lap, so Nato's just on a charge from the back, caused the safety car, didn't get a penalty, and is now charging from the back. Only 5 seconds behind the lead. Jake Dennis was almost... Oh, there was contact between Dennis and who's he battling here as a Porsche? It's probably Pascal Wehrlein. Yes, it is. Big contact between Dennis and Wehrlein. I was watching the live pictures. I don't think Dennis would have been too happy about it. He tried to go around the outside and Pascal shut the door. I think that's a little bit of payback from lap 1. Pascal will be remembering when he was in the wall. So he sort of returned the favour there. So Pascal Wehrlein and Jake Dennis really going at it. It's now Evans in the lead, everyone. Mitch Evans in the lead. Welcome, Yossi from Indonesia. I see your channel. Welcome along, Yossi. I hope you're doing well. Or Addy. Are you Yossi or Addy? What should we call you? I guess Addy. Wehrlein got hit. They were side by side with Dennis, but I think it was just side by side contact. Maybe the wings were involved a little bit, but no major damage as far as I can see. Goodness me, both Jaguars almost crash into each other there. Mitch Evans is back in the lead. It was Da Costa. Black can sound super. I'm all in for Dream Big. Yes, you've got to Dream Big. Come on, chat. We can get to 40 likes. If you're watching and you've got a like to give, now's the time to go attack mode and deploy the like. Wow, they're really battling here at the top. I don't think all of our championship contenders are going to finish this race at this rate. By the way, Mitch Evans still has 3 minutes of attack mode to take. Again, we saw this yesterday where Mitch Evans took his attack mode super late. So Mitch Evans has still got to take attack mode. Very interesting strategy there from Mitch Evans to not get your attack mode done early like pretty much everyone else did. And it is Mitch Evans in lead. He went round the outside of Da Costa in turn 2. So it was a great move by Evans there on Da Costa. And there's been some really good overtaking, you have to say. Evans has got damage to his front wing. One of his supports has gone, so his wing is sort of floating around a little bit. He's been in the wars. Oh, Cassidy hit Da Costa. Cassidy came steaming into turn 8 and hit Da Costa. but they've done the positions are as they were. But again, there's so much lift and coast into the corners. If you hear my interview with Cassidy about what happened in Sao Paulo, he explained that he's tried to maximise the lift and coast so much, he doesn't want to really press the brake pedal any harder than he needs to. So he's trying to lift and coast, you know, without slowing the car down too much. Which is why you see the cars just getting so close in the braking phase. And they're not really braking, it's brake by wire. They're really just regenerating all the energy back into the battery. If you have a look at the rear wheels of a Formula E car, there is no brake there. There's basically like a bicycle brake, but it's essentially the motor. And what's going to happen next season with Gen 3.5 is that all 4 motors are going to be deploying energy in attack mode. So Mitch Evans in the lead now, then Da Costa, then Cassidy, then Roland, then Verline, then Dennis. Jake Hughes has gone up there, and Taylor Barnard, the rookie. The complete rookie Taylor Barnard. How about this? This reminds me of when Alex Albon was in Formula E. Or Pierre Gasly. I mean, look at this. Taylor Barnard in the very complicated to drive Formula E cars, in arguably some of the most difficult racing you can do. He's just squeezed out 2-time world champion John-Eric Verne there to get a move done as Taylor Barnard. I'm looking on board for a replay with Jake Dennis. He was trying to send it. Oh my goodness, there was big damage! Big damage for Jake Dennis. He sent it up the inside of Verline, and I think it's I don't know, between Verline and Dennis, but Dennis ended up losing a load of his front wing. Oh my goodness, he's lost the end plate. Dennis has lost all the right-hand side of that front wing, but remember, these cars are not really aero-dependent here. They're not really aero-dependent at this point, so it doesn't matter too much. But Dennis has lost a huge amount. It's more you don't want to run under it, you don't want to lose the wing completely, but I can let you know, as we saw with Da Costa in London last year, where Porsche got a penalty. I mean, last year in London it was absolute carnage, and Da Costa got so much damage and he wanted to continue the race, but they pulled him in for a black and orange, or essentially penalised him after. Porsche vs Jaguar is really tight battery. Yes, it is. Dieter, good to have you on board. Next season being 2025. Well, it might start this year actually, depending on what you believe on the rumours. We'll see though. I mean, should be going to quite a few E-Prix next year and taking you behind the scenes, doing more driver interviews for you. So if you like that, please hit the like button. We can get to 40. 2 likes away from the old 40 likes. Yeah, Jake Dennis's wing is gone. So 34 out of 38 laps. I haven't seen any information here on added laps. The safety car's a lot shorter than yesterday. I feel like they probably reviewed. Oh, one of the Jaguars loses some front wing, going side by side with Da Costa. And it's now Da Costa in the lead. It's now Da Costa in the lead. I get so nervous every time I look at the leaderboard here, because you just don't know if someone's going to have had taken big damage. Nato's got a 10-second penalty. So as I suspected, I think it was Nato's reckless move. But yeah, I think it's Cassidy or Evans. Evans, sorry, has got big damage on the front wing. So there's a lot of front wing damage going on. I'm not sure there's anyone who doesn't have or anyone's got a fully normal front wing right now, because they're all nudging each other in the braking zone. They're all pushing each other along as they get to the apex. It's a reality. Yossi's favourite driver, Nick Cassidy. Hope you've seen the interview that I did with him. Very interesting interview, obviously. I would say that, but definitely worth recommending it if you're a fan of Nick Cassidy to understand what makes him tick. Oh my goodness, here Jake Dennis almost put in the wall by a Porsche, and he's now getting overtaken by both McLarens. Taylor Barnard and Jake Hughes trying to swamp Jake Dennis. Do they do it? Yes, they do. Both McLarens, one on either side, go around the reigning world champion Jake Dennis. One of them is Taylor Barnard, the rookie. Taylor Barnard, he's probably been following Jake Dennis's career very closely. He might have posted Jake Dennis, looking up to him. As there's a big send for the lead here. It's one of the Jaguars on the Porsche. That must have been Evans on Da Costa. And now Evans drops. I mean, something must happen to Evans here, because Evans lost a lot of positions on my screen. Evans was momentarily in the lead. So what happened to Evans to lose all those positions? What happened with Evans here? It's absolutely savage here. Do we have an idea on... Yes, they're 41. There's going to be 3 extra laps. I'm looking at a replay here of Taylor Barnard. How he got past Jake Dennis is honestly such a great moment for Barnard. When, as his teammate Jake Hughes was going up the inside of Jake Dennis, Taylor Barnard went round the outside. Great move. You love to see it. I think that driver, Taylor Barnard, has got a big future As someone massively locks up coming in. I think it is Barnard locks up coming into turn 2. Casti up into P3, but it is DaCosta in P1 right now. 40 likes. We've done it, everyone. We've achieved it. We've got same amount of likes as the laps. So there's 1 like per lap is what we have to aim for. Here's my favourite F1 driver. I don't really have a favourite, to be honest. Just like to see the good racing. As the Jaguars went side by side in, I think it was Casti trying to get a move done on Evans, but Evans hung him out to dry. So it's not all harmonious like we saw in Monaco. In fact, Casti was up the inside. Did he leave the space for Evans on the outside? Yes, it is. And by leaving the space, Evans probably got the drive. Evans' wing is hanging on for dear life as well. Yeah, that move by Taylor Barnard was a real great move by Barnard. Real opportunistic move on the reigning world champion. And Taylor Barnard up into P6. Potentially drive with the day territory if he can do it there. Mitch Evans takes his attack mode. So that's it. Mitch Evans has got his attack mode now. And now DaCosta again in the lead, trying to stretch his legs a little bit. So we've got DaCosta, Roland, Evans, Casti, Verline, Barnard, and then Dennis. Deruvela, the other rookies, up to P8 as well. You love to see it. You've got big drivers like Vern, Degrassi, Nato, all the way down there, Mortara. You've got Taylor Barnard, Deruvela, and Ericsson in 7th, 8th, and 9th. You'd love to see it. Great stuff. By the way, one driver who's really sort of kept out of the headlines here, so to speak, is Oliver Rowland. Just very unassuming race from Rowland, but he's obviously being very suave about how he's positioning his car. We saw him yesterday doing some really wide lines to keep the momentum going, but he's trying to resuscitate his championship push here, I think. Oliver Rowland in P2. We're going to come around to the last few laps of the E-Prix. Verline means defend in German. I never knew that. I'll have to tell him that next time I ask him. Let's play the music, because it is heating up here for sure, as there is only 3 laps to go, or there will be 3 laps to go. Evans has taken attack mode, so it's Antonio Felix DaCosta in first, then Roland, then Evans, then Casti, then Verline. Jake Dennis now ahead of Barnard. So the top 6 are the big championship contenders. All of your championship contenders here are in the top 6, aren't they? So who wants it? And if you get a DNF here, it could be fatal. It's almost a question of who's got the most intact car. This stage. Roland with another insane drive yesterday. The Nissan powertrain just seems to absolutely motor through the race. And you can see Taylor Barnard's on the back of that pack as well. So you got a group of drivers at the front, 1st to 7th in 3.5 seconds. Anything can happen here. We're down to the last 3 laps of the Berlin E-Prix. It could be make or break for Drivers' Championships. But DaCosta says, I'm going to go. DaCosta says, screw this, I'm going to go. And he's broken now, 1.4 seconds ahead. So, has Roland got the pace, or is Roland going to defend like a madman to both of the Jaguar TCS cars? And is that basically going to unleash Antonio Felix DaCosta? Let's hope you got the right spring in the car, DaCosta. We will see. Yes, F1 watch-alongs next week in Imola, won't we be? But yes, I wonder if Roland is driving the widest Formula E car you've ever seen. I mean, they're obviously very narrow cars, but he's driving quite a wide one. And DaCosta, oh my goodness me, just if he can finish this, and then if he'd got the win held onto it in Misano, that's a huge amount of points. But let's see, would DaCosta be the man who's under pressure, people say, for his seat? I think it was Maximilian Günther who did an in-season test for Porsche. Very unusual. By the way, I wonder how Maserati feel about that. Haven't really heard that angle discussed. Casti gets ahead of Roland. Right, so here we go. So Casti has got ahead of Roland, and Verline is ahead of Dennis. We've lost someone, haven't we? We've lost Evans. Where's Evans? Evans has gone down to P6. So Evans has gone massively backwards here. I wouldn't say we've lost him per se, because he's still only 3.8 seconds off the lead, but Barnard's all over him. So it's not great news for Evans here, because every point counts. So will Pascal Verline go for the kill here on Oliver Rowland? We'll see, but it looks like Verline's under huge pressure from Jake Dennis. It is the last lap now, everyone. We are on the last lap of the Berlin E-Prix. We'll go straight to the standings as soon as the checker flag happens and see what this means. But I feel like that's going to be your top 3 then. I don't think Casti is going to catch unless he can get a really good drive out of turn 12 and the last sort of twisty bit. But I don't think it's going to happen. I think it's going to be okay. And on energy, no one is energy. No one's marginal on energy. Everyone's got 3%, 4% to go. So no one's going to run out of energy over the line. So I think it is going to be this man here you see, Antonio Felix da Costa, the driver for Jaguar Porsche, is going to win the race here. Cassidy has caught him, but it's going to be too little too late. Is Pascal Wehrlein going to hold on to P4? We will see. And Cassidy is going to extend his gap at the top of the championship. And Rowland gets another podium. It's another podium for Oliver Rowland. Wow. Okay, I want to go straight to the standings here. I want to go straight to the standings. These are not live standings, but I want to work out what this means. So Cassidy has got 2 positions more there at the top than Pascal Wehrlein. So Cassidy is going to extend that championship lead from Wehrlein. Rowland as well is going to close up with Pascal Wehrlein. Jake Dennis is going to gain a bit on Evans, but he's going to lose a little bit to Roland Wehrlein Cassidy. So, and Antonio Felix da Costa, wow, is all the way down there. So your race winner is all the way down there. And we have another race winner, by the way, in Formula E. I think it's 7 race winners now. I think it's 7 race winners in 10 rounds, possibly. Da Costa defend. Da Costa pull away. Thanks for no worries, Peter. I hope you enjoyed it. What do we think of that? Who's driver of the day, everyone? Who are we going to give driver of the day to? What do we think? Who should we give driver of the day to? Is it going to be Da Costa? What about Taylor Barnard in P8? I mean, he's only standing in because Sam Burr's broken his wrist. He's not even one of the WEC crew. How many laps? It was 41 laps in the end. So Thomas Loudenbach at Porsche is going to be very happy here. It's another victory for the Jaguar Porsche team in Formula E. As I think there is some discussion about whether they're going to commit or not. Their customer team is committed, so I think that sort of indicates what Porsche are going to do as a factory team. But Rowland again, P16 and finished P3. Oliver Rowland does it again for Nissan. I mean, it was such a mismatch last year in for Mahindra, wasn't it? Basically left the team, has come back and joined Nissan. He looks like a man reborn. Yossi, amazing season, 74 on many variations of winners. There we go. Suji with the Indian bias here. Deruvala, driver of the day. Deruvala P7. Honestly, actually, I have to say, Deruvala could be in the mix as well. P7 for the rookie. By far his best result of the season. Da Costa's a little burnout on the start-finish line. You'd love to see it. But yeah, keep letting us know your driver of the days in the comments. Driver of the days? Driver of the day. Drivers, let us know your drivers of the day. 45 likes as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for the Formula E watch-along today. I thought we may as well do it because we're all set up. I don't need to do this watch-along, actually. But I wanted to see what was going to happen in the race, and it has been an exciting race. So, Da Costa, Cassidy, Rowland, that is going to basically be great news for Cassidy in the championship. Great news for Cassidy. Right, lots of videos coming out on the channel this week. There's going to be lots of Formula E videos, interviews, stuff like that, grid walks. So keep an eye out for that. We'll be back for China. Let's play us out. We're back formally for China, I believe. Actually, we might, will we or not? I'm not sure. It depends on the timing, the time of day. But definitely back for Formula 1 at Imola next weekend. So it'd be great for us to join us there. I think we'll be doing free practice, qualifying, and the race for the first time in a long time. So I'm looking forward to that as well. So much racing going on these days. It's great to share it with you. Yes! There we go. No worries, Christopher Rains. Thank you for joining us. It is that man there, Antonio Felix da Costa, who has won. And great result. Can he possibly win the championship? I don't know. Nick Cassidy looks super happy. Thanks so much for joining, everyone. I will see you all next time.